Imagine sitting down at your kitchen table tomorrow morning and sipping a simple homemade tea, only to realize a few weeks later that your chest feels lighter, your energy steadier, and your blood pressure calmer. It's not a fancy pill. It's not some exotic superfood flown in from the other side of the world. It's something you may already have sitting in your pantry right now, an often overlooked part of the humble walnut. Heart disease remains the leading cause of death for Americans over 60, but a quiet daily ritual like this could support your circulation, soothe your chest, and help you feel more like yourself again. And yes, even if you've been smoking for decades or living with high blood pressure, this 1 cup a day might surprise you. Let me show you exactly how it works and how you can start tomorrow morning. Heart disease doesn't always come with a warning. For many older Americans, it begins quietly, a little tightness in the chest when walking upstairs, a strange sense of fatigue even after a good night's sleep. Maybe you notice you're short of breath just carrying groceries in from the car. And then one day the doctor says the words nobody wants to hear: blocked arteries, angina, or worse, heart attack. More than 13 million Americans live with heart disease today, and the risk goes up with every birthday. Seniors over 60 are especially vulnerable because of how our arteries naturally age. When we're young, our arteries are soft, smooth, and flexible. But over the years, fatty foods, smoking, stress, and high blood sugar cause sticky plaque to build up. This condition, called atherosclerosis, makes the arteries narrow and stiff, reducing the flow of blood and oxygen to the heart. Sometimes this reduced flow simply leaves you feeling tired or achy. But the real danger comes when a piece of plaque breaks loose, blocking an artery completely. That's how heart attacks and strokes happen, often suddenly, sometimes fatally. And the frustrating thing is many people never know how bad it is until it's too late. That's why simple daily habits like the one you're about to learn matter so much. Supporting healthy circulation and keeping blood moving freely can help you feel better today and help your heart tomorrow. Sometimes the best remedies don't come from a pharmacy. They come from tradition. For centuries, people in small villages around the world have turned to a simple, soothing tea made from an unlikely source: the thin, papery brown dividers you find tucked between the kernels inside a walnut shell. These little pieces are often thrown away without a thought. But in traditional households, especially among older generations in Eastern Europe and parts of Asia, they were gathered, dried, and steeped into a mild tea believed to calm the heart, improve circulation, and ease discomfort in the chest. Take George, for example, a 68-year-old retired truck driver who smoked for more than 40 years. After his doctor warned him about his narrowing arteries, he tried everything to feel better. But it was his mother-in-law who handed him a jar of walnut baffles and said, "Drink this every morning for a while." At first he was skeptical, but within a few weeks, George began to notice his hands and feet felt warmer, his morning walks left him less winded, and even his blood pressure readings started to come down. There's nothing magical about the baffles themselves, but their natural compounds combined with the ritual of a warm morning drink seem to offer gentle support for circulation. These days, even modern medicine is beginning to appreciate what traditional remedies have long understood: good circulation is the lifeline of your heart and body. When your blood flows freely, it delivers oxygen and nutrients to every part of you: your brain, your muscles, even your skin. But when blood flow is restricted by stiff or clogged arteries, your heart has to work much harder just to keep you going. For seniors, that extra strain can mean feeling exhausted even after light activity. It can mean colder hands and feet, or occasional chest discomfort. And over time, it can increase your risk of more serious heart events. Studies show that supporting healthy circulation helps lower the pressure inside your arteries, eases the workload on your heart muscle, and reduces the chances of plaque breaking loose and causing a blockage. That's why doctors often recommend walking, gentle exercise, and eating heart-healthy foods. So where does walnut baffle tea fit in? While it's not a substitute for medical care, many seniors find that starting their day with this warm, natural drink helps them feel calmer, more energized, and more in control of their health. And because it's caffeine-free, it's gentle enough for almost anyone. Think of it as another small step you can take toward a healthier heart, a daily ritual that reminds your body to keep moving and your blood to keep flowing. Now let's talk about how to actually make it. The good news is, it's easy and inexpensive and only takes a few minutes of your time each day. Here's everything you need. 4 to 5 walnut baffles, those thin brown dividers you find between the kernels inside a walnut shell, and 1 to 2 cups of water, plus a small saucepan or tea kettle. If you already have whole walnuts at home, you can crack them open and save the baffles in a jar. They keep well in a dry container for weeks. Or if you prefer, you can sometimes find them sold in bulk at health food stores. Before going to bed, take 4 or 5 walnut baffles and place them in a cup of water. Let them soak overnight. This softens them and starts to release their natural compounds. In the morning, pour the baffles and their soaking water into a small saucepan. Add an extra half cup of water if you like a milder taste. Bring it to a gentle boil and let it simmer for about 10 minutes. Pour the tea through a strainer into your favorite mug. You'll notice the tea has a light brown nutty color. Drink it slowly on an empty stomach if possible. Some people describe the flavor as mild and earthy, easy to get used to after a few days. Prepare enough baffles ahead of time and store them in a jar so you don't have to crack walnuts every day. Drink the tea warm ideally, first thing in the morning, and stay consistent like most good habits. It works best when done daily. When you start drinking walnut tea every morning, don't expect a dramatic overnight transformation, but do pay attention to the small, steady changes in how you feel. For many seniors, the first thing they notice is a greater sense of warmth in their hands and feet, a sign of improved circulation. Morning walks may feel a little easier with less tightness in the chest. You might find you're less winded after climbing stairs, or that your blood pressure numbers look a little more stable at your next checkup. Margaret, the 72-year-old I mentioned earlier, said she began to feel a difference after about a week. The heaviness in her chest that used to keep her up at night eased, and she felt calmer and more at peace throughout the day. George said he noticed his energy returning after just a few mornings of his new tea ritual. It's important to remember that walnut tea isn't a magic cure. It's a gentle, natural way to support your heart, health alongside the other good choices you're already making. Staying active, eating plenty of fruits and vegetables, keeping up with your medications and doctor's visits, all of these work together. But sometimes it's those little daily habits that help you stick with the bigger ones. A daily cup of walnut tea can be a wonderful addition to your routine, but it works best as part of a bigger, heart-healthy lifestyle. Keep moving every day. Even light activity like a 20-minute walk, gentle stretching, or gardening can help improve circulation, lower blood pressure, and keep your heart muscle strong. If you can aim for a little movement in the morning and again in the evening, eat more whole, colorful foods. Your heart loves foods that are rich in fiber and natural nutrients, like leafy greens, berries, whole grains, beans, and yes, even a handful of walnuts now and then. Try to cut back on salty snacks, fried foods, and processed meats when you can. Manage stress. Chronic stress can raise your blood pressure and strain your heart. Deep breathing, prayer, or meditation, listening to calming music, or simply enjoying a quiet cup of tea by the window can help bring your stress down. And keep up with regular checkups. Seeing your doctor regularly means you can catch small problems before they become big ones. Be sure to talk to your doctor before starting any new routine, including herbal teas. At the end of the day, your heart is more than just a muscle. It's the rhythm of your life. Every beat carries your memories, your love for family and friends, your hopes for tomorrow. Taking care of it doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. Sometimes it starts with something as small as cracking a few walnuts, saving those little brown baffles, and making yourself a warm cup of tea each morning. Over time, that quiet ritual can remind you that you do have the power to make a difference in your own health, one gentle, steady step at a time. So why not start tomorrow? And as you feel the benefits, think of someone you care about, a friend, a sister, a neighbor who might need this advice too. Share this knowledge. A simple conversation about heart health could save someone you love from a future they never saw coming. Your heart has carried you this far. Treat it kindly, and it will carry you farther still. Take care of yourself, and thank you for letting me share this with you today.